The new lawsuit coming with Jay, the part with Jay. I go, oh shoot, like
to us, black excellence,
that had to be there.
We getting tighter, you know what I'm saying? And united we stand, and ain't nothing else.
Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah. It's the billionaire brunch. Like,
I hate you, man.
Unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm gonna be with you this year. Come on, bro.
An account here of not guilty on racketeering.
My heart is with Cassie. She and all the women that testified had to sit on the stand while the world has debated their credibility and worth.
After Diddy's big court case ended, things got weird. People are now worried about 50 Cent's safety, you see? Diddy, whose real name is Sean Combs, was just on trial for some really serious crimes. Everyone thought he was going to get sent to prison for life. But then, the jury surprised everyone. He was found guilty of some bad stuff, but he was found not guilty of the biggest, most serious charge. So instead of going away forever, he might only get 20 years with good behavior. He could get out even sooner. This changed everything. Diddy went from having no hope to having a future to protect. And that's when things got scary for his old enemy, 50 Cent Curtis Jackson. Just a few hours after the court decision, 50 Cent got a scary text message. The message didn't come from a random person. Reports say it came from someone connected to Diddy. This has a lot of people nervous that 50 Cent might be in real danger. So why are they even enemies? Their beef is old and personal. It's not just about music. 50 Cent once told a story about what started it. A long time ago, they were both at a wedding. Diddy walked up to him and said he would take him shopping. The way he said it made 50 Cent feel disrespected, like Diddy wasn't treating him as an equal after that. 50 Cent started making fun of Diddy every chance he got. He posted jokes and memes online for years, making fun of his personality and his image. But it went beyond just jokes. 50 Cent also tried to make money from Diddy's problems. He talked about making TV shows about Diddy's legal troubles, now that Diddy might not be in prison for as long as people thought. The fear is that he will be angry at the people who tried to profit from his downfall. 50 Cent is at the top of that list. A threatening text message is a sign that this old feud might be entering a much more dangerous phase.
Get uncomfortable. Like he said something to me one time, a long time ago. At Chris Lighty's wedding, he told me he'd take me shopping. Away from that, I explained why I didn't hang out with him. Right? Because it's a little fluffy stuff going on.
It's not your scene.
It's not my
We
stuff.
started off this morning with Capricorn Clark. She's a former Diddy assistant, former marketing manager for Sean John. Oh, she talked about 50 Cent. So I don't know what year this was, but she said that Diddy was doing a press event with 50 Cent at MTV, and they actually shared the same manager at this point, and his name was Chris Lighty. And she said that Chris Lighty and herself and Diddy got into an elevator, and Diddy was having a problem with 50 Cent, and he said something like, I don't like the back and forth, I like guns.
When all the sexual assault lawsuits came out against Diddy, his old enemy, 50 Cent Curtis Jackson, saw a way to make money from it. He announced he was making a TV documentary called Did He Do It? The show was supposed to expose all of Diddy's secrets that the public didn't know. This wasn't just for fun anymore. 50 Cent was planning to make millions of dollars by telling the story of Diddy's downfall. But this documentary became a much bigger problem than anyone thought. At first, it was just about the court case. But as 50 Cent's team started investigating, they found a much larger and scarier story. The court case only focused on specific charges. The documentary, however, started asking bigger questions. Who else was involved in these activities? How did this keep happening for so long without anyone stopping it? What happened to evidence and witnesses that suddenly disappeared? They realized Diddy's case was just the tip of the iceberg, meaning there was a lot more hidden underneath. They found connections to other famous people and a whole system that helped cover up bad behavior. The documentary was becoming less about one man and more about corruption throughout the entire entertainment industry. And that's when the real trouble started. One of the biggest mysteries they looked into was about Christina Carrera, Diddy's longtime assistant who some called his right-hand woman. Her story became a key part of the investigation.
If when you continuously call Puff gay, does that affect your relationships in Hollywood?
I don't call him gay. I said,
Let me read it, Fifth.
Oh my God.
Sorry I can no longer help you guys. Soon you will all be gay and happy. You are all now left under leadership of Puffy Daddy. Report to the nearest rainbow. Dinner Thieves in theaters January 19th.
That's why I get uncomfortable. Like he said something to me one time, a long time ago, at Chris Lighty's wedding. He told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You're gonna make me mess up the wedding.
Oh, that's a nice gesture.
Let me get out of No, dude, you take me. That's what a guy says to a girl.
But you've been getting that for over a decade. I remember when you said the top feels so much better than the bottom.
Yeah, I've been saying this. Everybody see. Don't make like it's just me, man. Fluffy do some like a little fluffy stuff.
Earlier I talked about the people that are very, very close to Diddy know the most, whether it's bodyguards, drivers, and then the woman he called his right-hand woman, Christina Quorum.
Many witnesses said Christina was involved in shady activities, and her name came up over and over again in court documents. At first, prosecutors even called her a key player who could help prove how big the operation really was. But when the trial finally started, Christina was nowhere to be found. Suddenly, the same prosecutors who once said she was important stopped mentioning her name at all. Nobody knew where she went or why she wasn't brought in to testify. This is exactly the kind of mystery 50 Cent wants to dig into in his documentary. And it's also the kind of investigation that makes powerful people nervous. The trial showed just how big Diddy's operation might have been, but it also left a lot of big questions unanswered. Witnesses talked about employees, associates, and even enablers who helped him for years. There were rumors of bribery, witness intimidation, and even tampering with evidence. But the most disturbing part? Some of the biggest names were never even brought up in court. According to insiders, there was a whole network of powerful people protecting themselves while letting others take the fall. That's the story 50 Cent wants to tell him if it ever comes out. Could destroy careers and reputations. Now remember, I still need to show you the message that has everyone worried about 50 Cent's safety. But you have to understand the bigger picture first, because this isn't just about music beef anymore. This is about justice, accountability, and whether powerful people can get away with anything. Even before the verdict, people close to 50 Cent were warning him to be careful. The enemies he was making weren't just regular street thugs or angry business rivals. These were people with serious money, political ties, and the power to make problems disappear. Joking about Diddy online was one thing, but promising to expose the truth about people who had never been held accountable, that crossed a dangerous line. Now the whole entertainment industry is watching. If 50 Cent backs down, it shows that some stories are too dangerous to tell. But if he goes forward despite the threats, could inspire others to finally speak out. And here's what makes things worse.
All you fake hard, you know what I'm saying? I don't give because you can't shoot nobody anyway. And the reason why you got to talk is because you did a deal, you fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to come at me, because part of the deal for you to be able to do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you're going to go pull my coat off.
You see Epstein, you see others. There's rumors that float around that they worked, with the government agencies at times, and I would not doubt that. I would not doubt that there were CIA operations or FBI operations that were ongoing over the many decades in which many times these individuals were operating, criminally. And you go back to Epstein, and I was flabbergasted at the deal that, my colleague and friend, Alex Acosta, the U.S. attorney at the time in Florida, offered to Epstein. I mean, the only reason that you would believe that such a deal would be granted in that kind of a case and investigation was if there was solid information. Of course, we'll never know at this point, but there had to have been some solid information about some very high-level targets in order to give such a deal to an individual that was such a criminal.
Diddy has hope again. Facing life in prison, he had nothing to lose. But after beating the most serious charge, he now has everything to protect. With appeals and good behavior, He could be free much sooner than people think. That gives him motivation to tie up loose ends in 50 Cent is at the top of that list. This is why the threatening message that showed up on 50's phone just hours after the verdict is so serious. During the trial, one witness, a former assistant, named Capricorn Clark, shared a story that should have been a warning sign. She said years ago, at an MTV event, she got into an elevator with Diddy and their manager, Chris Lighty. Diddy started complaining about the drama with 50 Cent. Then, he said something chilling. He didn't like games, but he liked guns. She was sure he was talking about Curtis. 50 Cent joked about it online at the time, posting memes and acting like he wasn't worried. But behind the scenes, his friends knew he took it seriously. Now, fast forward to today. The trial is over. Diddy isn't facing life, and suddenly this old threat feels real again. Exactly 3 hours after the verdict, a burner account that had been silent for months came back online. It sent a single message. Tell Curtis, I ain't done yet. 6 simple words, but with a history like theirs, everyone knows exactly what it means. This wasn't some random fan. The timing proves it came from someone close to the case, maybe even inside the courtroom. The fact that the account had been dead for months but came alive right after the verdict shows planning. Someone wanted 52 know Diddy's problems in court aren't going to stop him from finishing what he started. Now, 50 Cent is standing at a crossroads. He could back down and stay safe, or he could push forward with his documentary and risk everything. From what we've seen, he's not backing down. He's made it clear he's going to tell the story no matter the cost. The scary part is how similar this feels to threats used against journalists and whistleblowers. It wasn't an open threat of violence, but it was clearly meant to intimidate. And it worked. It got everyone talking. The feud between 50 Cent and Diddy is no longer just jokes online. It's turned into a dangerous fight about power, truth, and survival. And this message, tell Curtis I ain't done yet, proves it's far from over. The question now is, will Curtis Jackson expose the truth and risk his safety, or will this threat be enough to silence him?